What's going on, guys? Auzio here and welcome back to a brand new video. So today we have got another tier list video and it is going to be the midfielders tier list up next, and we have got a decent amount of midfielders to go through today, so I do want to get straight into it. But before we do, I need to say that one thing and one thing only I always say before we get into the tier list, and that's the fact that this is my personal tier list. This is where I personally believe the players should be going in the tiers. Now, it's fine to disagree with me if you feel like maybe one or even two or even three players should have gone one higher or even one lower. Just let me know who they are in the comment section. But yes, let's get into it, starting off with a foot birthday Firmino. I think everyone knows where this card's going to go. 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, disgustingly good all-rounded. He's going to go straight into the S tier. Pogba, winter wildcard. We had him into the S tier in the previous midfielders tier list, and with some of the new cards we have now, I don't feel like this Pogba goes there anymore. The reason I say that is because, yes, he is a very nice all-rounded card that offers you so much on that pitch, but the acceleration on this card is super poor. He's a player that can't get out to people extremely quick, and that's always going to be disappointing. So yeah, I don't think Pogba, because of that acceleration, is on that S tier level anymore, but I definitely would say he deserves to go into the A+. Guendouzi, winter wildcard, a card that I used for a very long time. He was in both of my teams. That's how good he was. Now, the thing is, there definitely is aspects to this card that I feel like needed improving. One being his shooting ability. When I play him in that centre mid position, which I did quite often, he wouldn't give me a shooting ability. He's not a player that can go forward, take a shot, and it's guaranteed to even get on target, let alone go into the back of the net. So that is something that definitely did annoy me a little bit. And his dribbling ability as well was good, but it wasn't anything insane. He's not a player that can go for these extremely quick twists and turns. I don't think Guendouzi anymore is on that S tier kind of level, but I definitely would say he's on that A+ kind of level. Shadow Chem Star, I believe, is the way to go on this card because you want to give him the extra pace while also giving him the extra defending ability as well. His dribbling ability is okay. His dribbling stat, like, you definitely notice that dribbling stat come into play in game. It doesn't feel amazing. And his passing ability as well, for a midfielder, it isn't great. He's not a player that can just ping a ball all the way to the other side. Do I believe he's on Guendouzi and Pogba's level? No, I think he is definitely an A tier card though. Gundo, a card that was 600k. 600k as an SBC. I still cannot believe I did this SBC, but at the same time, he was a fantastic card, to be fair. He really was, man. 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. Really nice all-rounded. A player that can go forward, take a shot. A player that felt incredible on the ball as well. The only thing that was bad about him was the physicals. That's literally it. But I definitely would say he's still an A+ tier. Suzuka put incredible tackles in. That's something I really did enjoy about him. Every time he would go in for the tackle, he most likely would come out with a ball. His dribbling ability wasn't outstanding, but it wasn't bad either. He did feel pretty decent on the ball. And his physicals, yeah, I think they speak for themselves. The thing about him, though, was definitely the acceleration again. It's the acceleration or sprint speed. It's one of them. It wasn't that great, but I definitely would say Sissoko is still on that A+ tier level. The thing about Ripper is you give him that Shadow Chem style. Yes, he's going to have pace to his game, and yes, he's going to have a good defending ability. It's just everything else is a bit, like dribbling ability, not great. Physicals, not top tier. And then the passing as well for a midfielder is quite poor. I wouldn't even put this card on Yaker's kind of level, so Ripper, he is going to be our first B+ tier player. Barella, ooh, headliner Barella. I know a lot of people enjoy this card, and I do as well. I like how he feels on the ball in that midfield. He does put in some very good tackles as well. The one thing, though, that really annoys me from this Barella card is his shooting ability. With how he feels on the ball, I would have liked that shooting ability so much on him, man. Like the way he can twist and turn, create an angle to go for a finesse shot, but then you realize the finesse shot ain't going to be anything special. It's definitely disappointing. I'm not going to put Barella into the S tier, but I definitely would say he deserves to go into the A+. Fofana, now this is a card that deserves to go into the S tier. I still cannot believe the difference between Player of the Month Fofana and this headliner Fofana. He is so different, and he is incredible. The way this card feels on the ball as well, it was something I wasn't expecting, but it's something I was really happy about. So yeah, Fofana, straight into the S tier. Headliner Savinir. Now, he was a card that you was pretty much forced to use as Shadow Chem on. You wanted to try to boost up his sprint speed as much as possible, and even with a Shadow Chem style, his sprint speed still wasn't anything incredible, I would say. His defensive awareness as well is quite low, sorry. His physicals, even though his aggression is incredible, his strength isn't that great. He's not a player that can go up to someone and completely bully them out the way. There definitely is positives about this card though, like his dribbling ability is insane and his passing ability is insane. It's not a card that I would say deserves to go into the A+. He definitely had nice stuff about him, like the passing and dribbling ability was really, really good on his card. You was forced to use a Shadow Chem style once again on his card because you wanted to try to boost up that pace as much as possible. His physicals terrible, and his shooting ability as well, absolutely terrible. And I know a lot of people use this card in a center mid position, and that was the position for him. It's just he just couldn't go forward and shoot, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't think once again Kovacic is on that A+ kind of level, especially looking at some of the cards in there. But I definitely would say he deserves to go into the A tier. This Keita card, dribbling wise, incredible. He can also put in a very nice tackle. Another card that I believe he was forced to use the Shadow Chemistry on because you wanted to try to boost up that pace. His aggression, I remember, is very good, but his strength isn't that, isn't all that. Passing ability, Kovacic, 100% better than Keita. I believe his long passing, I think it was like 81 or even 82. So yeah, isn't amazing for a midfielder. It's just another card that I wouldn't put on that A+ kind of level. So yeah, Keita, we are going to put you into the A tier. Team of the Year KDB, get straight up there. No need to talk about him much. I've used him in my RTG team since he came out, and he's staying there for a very long time. Thibaut, Winter Wild card. A card that you would use in like a CDM position, but he would have like high work rate. So like you can use him in that centre mid position. It's just him in a centre mid position wasn't great, let's say. He's not a player that can go forward and take a nice shot. He's not a player that felt anything special on the ball either, but he was definitely a very nice CDM, I would say. Now, I am comparing him to someone like Sissoko because he is like one of my main CDMs in this A+ tier, and I definitely would take Sissoko over this Thibaut card. So yeah, Thibaut, we are going to put him into the A tier. Parejo, now he's a card that came out a long time ago. I did enjoy this card though when he came out. It's just nowadays, yeah, there definitely is issues. His tackling ability isn't great. Physicals isn't great. Dribbling ability, he doesn't feel bad on the ball, but it doesn't feel insane on the ball either. I do like though how Parejo gives you a nice shooting ability for a midfielder, and his pace, even with an Anger Chem style, is still very solid. Is he a card that I would say though is on a Savanier, Keita, Kovacic kind of level? I wouldn't. I believe last midfielders tier list, we also put him into the B+. So yeah, he's going to go there once again. Camavinga, Foot Fantasy. Love this card in a CDM position. Something that Camavinga offers you in that CDM position, which a lot of other CDMs don't offer you, is that outstanding dribbling ability. His dribbling ability is just god tier, let's say. The thing is though, if you want to play this card in a centre mid position, you definitely can. As I said, the dribbling ability is insane, but the shooting ability on the card, it ain't all that. I definitely would say though, CDM, 100% he deserves to go into the S tier. Centre mid, if you're playing him centre mid, I probably would say A+ because of that shooting ability. He's a card that also came out a long time ago. This is a road to the knockouts, I believe. I think he was a objective, right? I'm pretty sure he was. This is a card that you go for the Shadow Chems on, right? You give him the Shadow, give him the extra pace. Tackling ability on this card isn't bad at all. I remember he's a 5'11" player though, with terrible dribbling, which is always going to be annoying to see. His passing ability is okay, nothing special. Is this card a card that I would say deserves to go into the A tier? If we're looking at CDMs here, like a T-Bar will take over, and Onyeka will take over Andre as well. So yeah, Andre, you are going to go into the B+. Team of the Year Kante, yeah, just get him straight up there and we'll just move on. Honorable mentions, Goretzka. He is disgustingly all-rounded. I feel like he's quite underrated. I don't see him in too many people's teams, which is quite questionable because his links are also very good as well. He's just a disgusting all-rounded, man. He can do it all. Like, there's not one thing he can't do, let's say. So yeah, Goretzka, S tier as well. Now, he is also all-rounded, right? Like, he does offer you a lot. The shooting ability on this card is outrageously good. His passing as well is really nice. He does feel good on the ball. His physicals though are really bad. Like, the strength is not great. The aggression as well is not all that, let's say. So yeah, he is a card that I feel like maybe does deserve to go into the S tier. It's a very close one. This is a card that I would put like right here. Like, he's on that A+ kind of level, but, you know, sneaking into the S tier. I don't think he's S tier though. I don't. I think we are going to put him into the A+. Bellingham, no question about it. One of the best centre mids in this game. just get straight up there, man. Just get straight into the S tier. There's a reason pro players are using this card. That's how good he is. The Kimmich in the CDM position definitely is nice. I like putting in tackles. He's solid at it. His dribbling ability as well is nice in that CDM position. I'm talking about the main thing I'm talking about is the pace. That's why I'm questioning this card, man. That pace, it just isn't it. Even with a Shadow Chem style, it just isn't great. And I believe it's not both like acceleration and sprint speed. It's one of them. I think it's the acceleration. That's what I think it is. But it might be the sprint speed. Either way, it's one of them which isn't great. And that's the main reason he is not going to go into the A+. I think Kimmich is definitely an A-tier kind of player. Rule breakers for Laney. Now, he was a card that was very fun to use because you would just sub him on in like the 80th minute and just cross the ball over to him. And most likely, he would put the ball in the back of the net. I believe he was an objective card as well. So a card that you could have got for free. He definitely had nice aspects to his game. Like his shooting ability was really solid and his pace was really solid as well. And you also had that 6'4" reach on defense. It's just dribbling on this card, not amazing, decent, but not anything top tier. Physicals for a 6'4" player was really poor, and his passing ability as well, even though his short passing was very good, his long passing weren't that great. So yeah, Fellaini, I think deserves to go into an A tier. I wouldn't put him any higher than that. Chomani, Future Stars, yeah, get him straight up there. You can play that card in a CDM position, a centre mid position, and he would work wonders in both. Team Media Jorginho, the only thing that I would ask for a little bit more from this card is a medium-high work rate or high-medium work rate. That would have been incredible. But medium definitely is a little bit annoying to work with. But once again, he is amazing all-rounded and definitely deserves to go into the S tier. Future Stars Gravenberch, probably one of the best CDMs in this entire game. He's just so good, man. Like, the reach he has on defense is insane. And he feels nice on the ball for how tall he actually is. So yeah, Gravenberch, S tier as well. Future Stars Chalobah, I believe he was also an objective card, right? A card that you could pick between the centre-back version and the CDM version. And I definitely went for the CDM version. I felt like it was the way to go for a CDM. He felt really nice on the ball and he would put in some really good tackles as well. I wouldn't go as far as saying Chalobah was on like a Gravenberch kind of level or a Chomani kind of level. But I definitely do believe Chalobah deserves to go into the A+. Gallagher, he was a token reward as far as I remember, and he was a very nice all-rounded card as well. You gave him that Shadow Chem style, he had great pace to his game, tackling ability was not an issue with this card, shooting ability, incredible, dribbling ability, for a 6-foot player, the agility was a little bit to work with. So yeah, that's the thing that kind of holds him back a little bit. Well, with how all-rounded he is, I definitely would say Gallagher deserves to go into an A+. Adams was one of those cards that you would play strictly as like a CDM. He was just like a very nice CDM, man. His dribbling ability wasn't great, which is a little bit annoying for how tall he was as well. He wasn't like an extremely tall player. He's a quite small player. I think he's like 5'9". And yeah, dribbling wasn't all that, I would say. He definitely, as I said though, he definitely is a good CDM. I wouldn't put him A+. I wouldn't put him up there with like Chalobah, Sissoko, Guendouzi. So yeah, Adams, I think deserves to go A tier. Elmas, on the other hand, now this card is an amazing CDM. 5-star skill moves as well, feels so nice on the ball. Pace is beautiful, defending is beautiful, physicals is beautiful as well. Decent passing ability as well. Like, would I say he's S tier? No, I wouldn't, but I definitely would say Elmas, especially with 5-star skill moves as well in that midfield, deserves to go into the A+. Matej Nunes, this was a card that you had to grind for. I think it was like 25 or 24 squad battle games. I respect the people that went ahead and completed this card. He's a very nice all-rounded card. Very nice. And if you was trying to go down like the Liga NOS route, you definitely went ahead and get him. He had good skill moves, good weak foot. Matej Nunes, I think definitely deserves to go into an A+. Tolisso, he dropped in price yesterday. As soon as they lost to Villarreal, Tolisso, I think, dropped like 300 or 400k. If you can afford this card, go ahead and get him. He is outstanding. He feels nice on the ball. His dribbling is good. His physicals are not bad at all. His physicals are very nice to work with in that midfield. Can put in crazy good tackles as well. For me, this Tolisso card is S tier. So yeah, if you can afford him, especially after he just dropped crazy in price, go ahead and pick him up. He's got crazy good links as well, so it definitely won't be hard to fit him into your team. Showdown Topher. Now, Topher's a player that does offer you a lot in that midfield. Like, he can go forward and he can defend as well. You give him the shadow cam style, giving him the extra pace and giving him the extra defending stats is going to be really good on this card. The issue is with his physicals is even though his strength is quite high, his aggression is really, really poor. And that's something that always is going to annoy me in that midfield. And even his dribbling ability for a player that is 5'11", it isn't that great in that midfield. A nice player I would say to maybe compare him to is someone like Bruno Fernandes or maybe someone even like Gundo. And I definitely would take these two over this Topher card. So yeah, Topher, we are going to put him into the A tier. Pedri, oh, this card is insane. I'm still kind of surprised he goes for the price he goes for, but I guess it's kind of understandable in a way because of the links he gets in this game. Now, the thing is, right, with this card, you don't need to go for someone like a Shadow. You don't need to go for someone like an Anchor either. You can go ahead and give him a Hawk or even a Hunter Chem style to make him an outstanding attacking centre mid. He's got 5-star skill moves as well. He's standing tackling, even though you're not boosting it with like a Shadow or even an Anchor. It's still very good, and his interceptions is still very, very good as well. Pedri, definitely, I feel like deserves to go into the S tier. Renato Sanchez, a player that dominates in that midfield, a player that is just there all the time, ready to put in a crazy, crazy good tackle. So yeah, Renato Sanchez, S tier as well. Emre Can definitely does offer you some nice stuff. Like tackling wise, solid. Physicals as well, quite solid. Pace, a little bit of an issue there because the acceleration is so bad. You're forced to go for a shadow chem style, and even with a shadow chem style, the acceleration is absolutely terrible. The sprint speed though is very nice. It's just that acceleration is down bad. The dribbling as well in this card, he doesn't feel great on the ball at all. I don't think I could put him into the A tier. Like for me personally, I would take Adams in that CDM position over Emre Can. I would also take someone like Onyeka and a Tebow over this Emre Can card. So yeah, Emre Can, we are going to drop him into the B tier. That might be a little bit questionable because how good he is going in for tackles is not a joke. But yeah, for now, B+. McKennie, a card that recently came out and a card that is an absolute joke. If I could fit this card in my team, I would do it straight up. Actually, I think I maybe can. Now with the Chiellini card coming out, I might have McKennie in there for the weekend. He's so good though, man. So nice all rounded. He feels so solid on the ball. Defensively, he is a monster as well. So yeah, McKennie, straight into the S tier. A silver star, something that a lot of people probably wasn't expecting to be in this tier list. But a card that is nice all rounded. He isn't like outstanding, I would say, at anything. But he's just like a nice all rounded card that offers you a lot in that midfield. So yeah, Cyprian, I think definitely deserves to go into the A tier. Player of the Month card. I think this is his second Player of the Month card as well. He's got both shooting traits. The finesse shot trait, the outside foot shot trait. 5-star weak foot is very, very nice to work with as well. As an attacking centre mid, he definitely is solid. But as an attacking centre mid, I would have liked at least 4-star skill moves. At least. Like the 3-star skill moves is something that is always going to hold him back as an attacking centre mid. And that is definitely going to be something that is annoying to work with. Like defensively, yeah, you can give him the shadow chem style and he is going to be alright defensively. It's just, I know a lot of people give him the hunter or even a hawk chem style to give him the extra pace while also giving the extra shooting stats because he's got both shooting traits. I think Koksu, if he had 4-star skill moves, I would definitely put him into the A+. But because he's got 3-star skill moves, I think A tier. Tony Cruz, 5-star, 5-star. That's more like it. Pace, good. Shooting, very good. Defensively, with the right chem style, very, very good as well. Cruz, though, physicals, very poor. Like strength and aggression ain't great. And dribbling wise as well, even though he's got the 5-star skill moves, his left stick dribbling, you can definitely feel is a little bit stiff going left and right. He isn't a player that feels comfortable on the ball in all occasions, and that's something that I feel like definitely holds him back, and that is, I feel like, the main reason he isn't going to go into the S tier, but he is going to go into the A+. If this card had better dribbling ability, I would probably say S tier, but with how his dribbling is and how his physicals is as well, I don't think we can put him into the S tier with some of the cards we see in there. For Birthday Allen, now he definitely was a card I did enjoy using on my main account when I got that hyperlink over to Showdown with Richarlison. He was such a good CDM. And the thing about Alan as well is that fact that you don't just need to play him CDM, you can also play him in a centre mid position because he feels really, really nice on the ball, and he also offers you a decent shooting ability. Like, you get this guy inside the box, most likely is going to end up in the back of the net. So yeah, Alan, very nice all-rounded card, offers you a lot in that midfield, and a card I definitely would say deserves to go into the S tier. 5-star skill moves on this card is really nice to work with. Dribbling ability is beautiful in this card. Very, very aggressive kind of player as well, and he gets out to players extremely quick and can put in a very solid tackle. I think today as a CDM, yeah, definitely an A+. Ndobele is kind of like a weird one because it really depends on how you want to use him. For me personally, I would use this card as like an attacking centre mid. Just stick him on like a Hunter or even like a Hawk Hemsel. I'd suggest Hunter though to get the extra pace. And, you know, you're going to have like a very good attacking centre mid that feels incredible on the ball, while also having an amazing shooting ability, while also having a really, really good amount of pace to his game as well. He can pass the ball perfectly. So yeah, I definitely would say Ndombele deserves to go into the A+. Lucas Paqueta, I don't think we need to say much. 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, just straight up insane all-rounded. I think we put Ndidi into the S tier last time, and yeah, he is a very, very good CDM, I must admit, man. Like, even though his dribbling stats aren't all that, he feels much better in game because of that lean body type he has to his game. He's got good skill moves, his weak foot is nice as well. He's just a very good CDM. Is he a card that I feel like deserves to go there now? No, I wouldn't say... Yeah, I wouldn't say Ndidi is on that level anymore, but I would definitely say an A+ for Ndidi. Now, he's a player I haven't seen in a long time. A player that has still got good links, though. He's always going to have good links. He's Brazilian. He plays for Manchester United. You can definitely link up some really, really nice players around Fred. And he is, I definitely would say, is still like a solid CDM. Is he a card that I would put on the level like Fred, Guendouzi, Chalobah, Ndidi? No, I wouldn't. So we are going to put Fred into the A tier. As I said, you give him that Shadow Chem style, you're going to have like a really good CDM, man. I've got this card on my main account, untradeable, and I don't think I'm going to give him up anytime soon because he is so good for links, but he is so good in that CDM position. You play him in that CDM position and that CDM position only because in that centre position, he doesn't give you anything when it comes down to the shooting ability. But yeah, dribbling on this card, insane. Tackling, really, really good as well. Strength and aggression ain't all that on this card, but it's alright, I would say, for how tall he is. The pace is something I do enjoy, though. The Shadow Cams on this card, he is so fast. So yeah, Kakaret into the A+. Oh, Coquelin's a weird one because he can go in very strong into tackles and his pace is nice, but the dribbling ability for how tall he is poor. He's not a player that feels nice on the ball, man. He really isn't. You could definitely feel that stiffness to him. And is he a player that I would put on Torreira kind of level, a Kakaret kind of level, a Elmas kind of level? I wouldn't. Yeah, I think Coquelin deserves to go into the A tier. Llorente. You guys all know how good this guy's gold card was at the start of the year. So yeah, I think you can imagine how good his 90 rated card is. This card is just insane, man. He offers you so much, so nice all-rounded, insane on the ball as well, so fast, can get out to anyone at a crazy amount of pace. So yeah, Llorente into the S tier. Lamer, really nice CDM, 5-star skill moves as far as I remember. Good body type, nice on the ball, great pace, good defending ability, decent passing ability as well. He's just a very good CDM. A CDM I wouldn't say is on Gravenberch, Chumani, Fofana, Camavinga kind of level, or even N'Golo Kante kind of level. But I definitely would say Lamer deserves to go into the A+. Headliner Sangara, now he is a solid CDM. He's a player that can put in very good tackles with his 6'3" reach. And he's a player that is decent to get out to players. Not so much because of his sprint speed being very low. Even with Shadow Chemstyle, it isn't that great either. The dribbling ability on this card, not great. You have to keep it very simple with him. You don't want to go for a lot of twists and turns because most likely you will end up losing a ball. And the passing ability for a CDM, I would want a little bit better. So yeah, Sangara, I think right now, he's an A tier card. Maybe if he gets a few upgrades, maybe he'll push himself into the A+. I like to use Modric as like a box-to-box centre mid because you give him that Shadow Chem style and he can definitely defend. He can put in a very nice tackle. His dribbling ability as well, incredible. The thing about Modric though is even though his physicals are poor, I don't really expect that from a player like Modric. Like, you expect his strength and aggression to be terrible anyway, right? The one thing I do expect though is a shooting ability. His shooting ability is okay, but it isn't anything special. So I don't believe For that reason, he deserves to go into the S tier, but I still would put Modric into the A+. Nice all-rounded card, a card that you can use defensively and a card that you can use going forward because he has got an amazing shooting ability to his game as well. Dribbling ability for a 6-foot player, not that great, a little bit annoying to work with. Even though his dribbling stats, you know, aren't bad, you can definitely feel in-game it isn't that great. He doesn't feel smooth on the ball. He takes a few bad touches, and yeah, he does end up losing the ball a good amount with his dribbling ability in that midfield. His physicals as well, like strength and aggression, is really, really poor. I wouldn't say Donny van de Beek deserves to go A+. I would put him A tier. This is a harder one to Tonali, man, because I even told you guys in a review, I don't think he's S tier right now. I think once he gets the few upgrades, that's when he moves into the S tier, because his dribbling ability for me needs to be a little bit better, and the acceleration, getting that upgrade would be so nice on this card as well. So yeah, I'm going to stick with what I said in the review, and Tonali is going to go into the A+. We are not going to move him into the S tier just yet. Once he gets a few upgrades, boom, into the S tier. Thiago, road to the final, a card that is going for a crazy amount of coins right now, and a card that is good, but has, you know, a few downfalls, let's say. Like, sprint speed on this card, not great. Shooting ability, how I want to use, Thiago is as a box-to-box. He can defend really well with that Shadow Chem style. You give him that Shadow Chem style, you're missing out on really good shooting stats. Like, the shooting ain't great on him. Sprint speed ain't great on him. Physicals, yeah, they're not great. They are not great at all. Yeah, he feels incredible on the ball. Yes, he's got 5-star skill moves. Yes, his passing ability is good as well. But I think this is one of those cards that needs the upgrades. So yeah, Thiago, I believe, is an A tier card right now. Zakaria, outrageous CDM. Just straight up outrageous. Even though his dribbling stats aren't all that, trust me, he feels way better in game. His dribbling stats are a lie, man. Like, if I could fit this card in my team, I definitely would. I feel like maybe I can as well, saying that I've got Chiellini now. I can get maybe McKennie in there. I can get Zakaria in there as well. But yeah, for me, Zakaria, definitely an S tier. Caligari, disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, all-rounded. He is so good. I think he can still get, like, maybe a +2 upgrade, right? I think he can become a 92 overall. If he becomes a 92, I don't know what to say. But yeah, Caligari right now is an S tier card. I cannot wait for those further upgrades. Very nice CDM. Very nice. Another card that can get upgraded and a card that is solid already. Dribbling ability, really nice on its CDM position. Defending ability, really solid. This is one of those cards that you don't need to go for a Shadow Chem style on. You can go for an Anger Chem style to boost up his strength and aggression. And trust me, that boost the Anger Chem style gives him to the physicals are really good as well. I think it has the potential to go into the S tier. But I feel like right now, he is an A+ card. For Fantasy Alvarez, now I feel like if he was in a different league, he would get used way more often because he's a 6'2" player with really good defending ability, really good physicals to his game as well, and an unreal amount of pace and passing ability. The only thing I can probably complain about with this card is the dribbling ability. It ain't all that. You could definitely feel he is a little bit slow in game with the dribbling, but I definitely do believe he is an A+ card. It kind of depends on how you look at Our, because if you look at him as like a box-to-box centre mid or even a defensive DM, you're probably talking A tier because he's got high-low work rates. But if you're looking at an attacking centre mid, I definitely would say Our deserves to go into the S tier. An attacking centre mid, he is insane. Dribbling is so good. Shooting is so good. Passing is so good. Pace is so good as well. He might not have 5'5" like Firmino or Lucas Paqueta, but he still has got good skill moves and good weak foot as well. So yeah, Our, I definitely would say deserves to go into an S tier as an attacking centre mid. Moreno, very nice all-rounded card. Shooting inside the box with this card is an absolute joke. Pace is really good as well with the right chem style. Defensive ability, really solid. He offers you so much on that pitch, man. So much. The only thing that I would say I would want a little bit better is maybe his agility. The agility to be a little bit better would have been very nice. But I definitely would say he still deserves to go into the A+. Brozovic. Now, this is a serious CDM. I cannot believe they gave this card like I think it was like +3 to reactions, +5 to strength, and I think it was a +5 to his jumping as well. I think it was his jumping. Insane upgrade. Just straight up insane. It was a beautiful upgrade from EA. They gave him everything he really needed, let's say. He feels pretty nice on the ball. His pace is really good in that CDM position. Defensively, he's a monster as well. I definitely would say Brozovic goes into the S tier. Fernandinho, come on. come on. I'm telling you guys right now, if you have not done this card yet, try to grind them out with like the 80 plus player picks. Try to make him as cheap as possible so you can get him into your team. He is insane. Just straight up insane. His dribbling is incredible. Defensively, beautiful. Shadow Chem style on his card, insane amount of pace in that midfield with that Shadow Chem style. Passing ability as well is really, really top tier. I definitely do believe Fernandinho deserves to go into the S tier. As I said to you guys, try to grind out like the 80 plus player picks and try to do him for quite cheap. Like, I would say a good price is like 300k. Just try to drop him like by 100k, and trust me, you'll have yourself a really, really solid CDM. I do like how Curtis Jones feels on the ball. That's something I will say. Curtis Jones, dribbling wise, incredible. The thing is though with Curtis Jones is the body type he has, you're expecting a little bit of aggression or a little bit of strength, and he hasn't really got that strength and aggression to his game, which is really, really annoying to see. So yeah, Curtis Jones, as I said in the review, I don't believe he is an S tier card, but I definitely would say he is an A+. Dempsey. Oh, I got this card on loan, by the way, and my God, is he a monster. The links, yeah, they're hard to work around, but he is so nice all-rounded. So yeah, Dempsey, S tier as well. Noble. Oh, I used this card last week on my RTG team. Beautiful CDM. There's no way of saying that. He feels nice on the ball. His shooting ability is good, nothing incredible. His physicals are pretty good. His defending ability, he can put in an insane tackle. Now, this is a hard decision for me because for me personally, I think Noble is right here. Just right there. Sitting comfortably there. I don't think he's on a Bellingham kind of level. I don't believe he's on a KDB, Goretzka, you know, all these incredible cards in the S tier. I don't. But I think he's like right here. We are going to put him though into the A+, because I don't want to put cards onto the left side because it looks a little bit messy. But yeah, insane card, especially for the price. I definitely would suggest trying him out. It's just a cheap card that you can buy and then you can sell without losing a ton of coins. Moments Boateng. Now, he was a card that came out a long time ago and a card that a lot of people pushed to a side because of the links. The links were just way too hard to work around, and if you had him in your team, most likely you had him on something like 8 chemistry, let's say. He was a player that definitely had issues, there's no question about that, because if you put him on a 100 chem style, yes, you're giving him pretty good pace, but you're completely missing out on that agility boost, and you couldn't go for an engine chem style because then the pace was not good enough. So yeah, Boateng, he had issues. He was a pretty good card, but I wouldn't say he goes any higher than an A tier. Koke, very nice all-rounded card. A card that offers you so much, man. Like, he can go forward, he can take a shot. His dribbling ability is not bad at all either. He had a good amount of pace with the right chem style. He's super nice all-rounded, man. You could honestly argue Koke deserves to go into the S tier. It's just for me personally, looking at some of the cards in the S tier, or looking at all the cards in the S tier, let's say, yeah, I wouldn't put Koke on their kind of level. So yeah, Koke, we are going to put you into the A+. CDM, very solid. Can put in good tackles. Quite a tall player as well. Not extremely tall, but quite tall. Pace is really good on the card as well. Physicals are pretty good. Dribbling ability, not great. That's the one thing that I feel like definitely holds him back. I think Kamara is just a simple... yeah, just a simple A tier kind of card. I wouldn't put him any higher, or I wouldn't put him any lower. De Jong. I forgot about this card. A lot of people use this card at the start of FIFA. Dribbling wise, incredible. Like, this is kind of the same situation as Modric, right? Where physicals, not that great. Shooting ability, yes, it's better on Modric, but it's, you know, it's still not great on Modric, and it's not great on De Jong either. He feels incredible on the ball. His pace is really solid with the right chem style. He can put in an insanely good tackle, and his passing ability is really nice to have in that midfield. I definitely do believe De Jong is still an A+ card, but he definitely needs a new card. Miller was an objective card, and he had a lot of issues, man. A lot. Like, he was a player that lacked on a lot of stuff, let's say. Like, you give him like a Shadow Chem style to increase that defending ability, but the pace would also get that increase, which obviously was nice, but like the sprint speed on a card wouldn't be that great. His dribbling ability, for how small he was, not that great. Physicals, meh. Passing ability, meh. And shooting ability, he didn't really have one. So yeah, Miller, I think, definitely goes into the B+. There's just so many issues with that card. There's some nice stuff like his tackling ability, but yeah, definitely a lot of issues. You put like a Shadow Chems on this card, and you look at his stats, you're like, wow, okay. Surely he's like S, surely he's an A+. I'm telling you guys right now, even after the upgrade, I used him, he just doesn't perform like his stats. He just doesn't. He just straight up doesn't. For me, a player like Curtis Jones is better. For me, a player like Guendouzi is better. Sissoko, maybe they're not the same kind of player, so I shouldn't be comparing it to Sissoko. But Sissoko in a CDM position, I'm definitely taking him over Thiago Mendes. He's just a player that doesn't perform like his stats, man. A card that I was really disappointed in. So yeah, Thiago Mendes, I don't think it deserves to go any higher than the A tier. Draxler, 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves is very nice on this card. It depended really how you wanted to use him, because yeah, you can use him as like an attacking centre mid and he will be good. It's just you can also use him as like a box to box as well. You stick him on a Shadow Chem style and the defensive stats are just straight up alright. They aren't anything special. The thing is, right, as an attacking centre mid, I'm taking a player like Gundo because of how he feels on the ball. Draxler feels good, decent on the ball. He just doesn't feel anything insane, I would say. I wouldn't say this Draxler card is an EA+. I believe last time as well, we also put him into the 80s, so he is going to stick there. Objective card, and a card that was nice in that CDM edition. He put in very good tackles. His pace was also good. His physicals weren't all that, but they were pretty decent for a CDM. His dribbling ability, though, not great. Dribbling ability, he does feel a little bit sluggish on the ball. So yeah, Uribe, you are going to go into the A tier. Laurent was also a very good CDM. He definitely had issues, like passing was one of them. The passing on the card was not great for a CDM. And it's something that you don't want this late in the FIFA. That is something I can definitely say. So yeah, I don't think Laurent, is going to go on this kind of level, the Sissoko kind of level in that CDM position, or the Alvarez kind of level. I definitely do believe, though, he goes into the A tier. Rule Breaker's Kessie. Now, he was a card that I definitely did like at the start of the year because he offered you something in that CDM position not a lot of other players offered you at that time. A player that could put in a good tackle, a player that was really fast in that midfield as well, and a player that had an amazing passing ability while also offering you a good long shot ability as well. He was a card that definitely stood out to a lot of people, but is he a card that stands out now? No. The physicals, they aren't great on this card. The dribbling ability isn't great on this card either, man. He's still a nice CDM, but he isn't anything insane. I think Kessie now goes into the A tier. Capu, a card when he came out, I used a lot. I really did like Capu, but I have now moved on simply because of that sprint speed and because of the way he feels on the ball. I feel like in a lot of occasions, his dribbling ability just wasn't quick enough, and I was always getting caught out and just end up conceding goals. So yeah, Capu, he can still put in a very good tackle. His passing ability is still top tier, but I don't think he goes any higher than the A tier. Valverde, ooh, I like this card a lot, man, but I think the one thing that holds him back is the dribbling ability. I remember comparing Camavinga, Foot Fantasy, to this Valverde card in Foot Champ highlights. Like, you guys wanted me to compare the two, so I compared them in Foot Champ highlights, while you guys were also seeing highlights of Camavinga. So, like, I felt like Camavinga was a better centre mid and CDM because of that dribbling ability. It was something that always held back Valverde. The way he dribbles, it's okay, but it isn't anything amazing. So I definitely do feel like Valverde drops from the S tier into the A+ now. A lot of people use him as like a box-to-box centre mid because of his high work rates, and he has got the lean body type as well, which definitely is nice to work with. His agility is a little bit low, which you can definitely feel in game time to time. You hear him with a Shadow Chem style, and yes, he's going to have a good amount of pace to his game in that midfield, but his defensive stats, yes, it gets an upgrade, but his defensive awareness is really poor. His physicals, they aren't great. His shooting ability doesn't really offer you one either. And his passing ability is pretty good, I would say. There's a lot of issues with this card, so I feel like we can put him into the B+. If you want a player that is disgustingly fast in the midfield, this is your man right here, because you hit him with a Shadow Chem style or even like an anchor, and he is crazy fast in that midfield. His dribbling ability is pretty good, but you definitely notice his low reactions come into play time to time. His defensive ability, not great at all. His passing ability, not great for a midfielder. Once again, a card that does offer you some stuff, but there's a lot of issues with him, so I feel like B+ is just perfect for him. Kondogbia puts in crazy good tackles, man. And the thing is about this Kondogbia card is you can use him in a centre mid position, but I feel like majority use him in a CDM position. And when he does go forward time to time, you can go for that long shot because he offers you a long shot ability. His physicals are an absolute joke. His passing ability is pretty good as well. This one is definitely a hard one because he does offer you a lot. His dribbling ability, though, it ain't all that, man. That's the thing. It feels okay, but nothing crazy. I feel like a decent comparison maybe would probably be Alvarez, but then Alvarez doesn't really offer you a shooting ability, does he? I think Kondogbia is not on the A+ kind of level. Looking at some of the cards in there, I don't think he deserves to go there. So yeah, A tier for Kondogbia. They did so well with this card. I still cannot believe how nice all-rounded he is. I genuinely can't. It was like a card that got released early and a card that was really, really nice as well. Very nice all-rounded, a card that offers you a lot on that pitch. I definitely would say Vidal goes into the A+. This is a hard one because he is a very good CDM. He can put in a very good tackle and his pace is good as well. His physicals are good. The thing about him is dribbling-wise, it ain't great. That is the main thing that really lets him down, man. The dribbling. Like, the CDMs we see in the A+ tier, they do feel good on the ball, right? Like, Maitland-Niles feels good. Alvarez might not feel anything amazing, but still feels pretty good on the ball. Chalobah, solid on the ball as well. I don't think I could put Delaney on that kind of level. So, yeah, Delaney, A tier. Ooh. As an attacking centre mid, yeah, he is the real deal. I believe he's got a 3-star weak foot, which is always going to let him down a little bit, but that's only when it comes down to shooting ability. Passing ability, 3-star weak foot is perfectly fine. He definitely is a hard one to rank because it really does depend on how you use him, but for me, personally, as an attacking centre mid, he is incredible, man, and I cannot wait for his team of the season. So yeah, we are going to put him into the S tier. For birthday, Declan Rice. Now, he's a player that is really solid in that CDM position. He's a person that can put in crazy good tackles. His physicals are really nice to work with as well. Passing ability, straight up insane. But he definitely has his issues. Like, acceleration, it's not up there, you know. It's not as quick as I would like it to be in that CDM position. Sometimes I like to select my CDMs and just straight up rush out with him. Declan Rice, he isn't that kind of player, and his dribbling ability as well, even though he's got 5-star skill moves to his game, his dribbling does feel a little bit sluggish time to time. I feel like Declan Rice, because of the acceleration and because of that dribbling, I don't think he's an S tier. I would say A+. Milinkovic-Savic. Ooh, 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. Very nice all-rounded card. What I would say, though, is if he had maybe better pace, that's when I would push him into the S tier. But because of his pace being how it is, I don't believe he deserves to go there. So yeah, Milinkovic-Savic, A+. They did so well with this card, man. I still cannot believe how good this card is. Like, the dribbling ability on this card, it isn't insane, but it is really nice to work with in that midfield because he has got the lean body type as well. His pace is still solid. He's got great transition speed. He's the tackling ability, solid. Physicals, solid. Passing ability is solid as well. So is a really, really nice card, man. Just straight up. You can play this card in a centre mid position. He might not offer you an amazing long shot ability, but it's alright, you know. His long shot ability is not terrible, I would say. So yeah, so do I think he's an S tier card? I don't think so, man. He's very good. Very, very good. And as I said to you guys, I like what they did with the card, but I don't think we can push him into the S tier with some of the cards, or all the cards, I say, that we see in there. I feel like a nice comparison of Rule Breakers Verratti will be that Torreira card. This card right here, the Foot Birthday card. He's a card that is also 5'5". He's a player that's got 5-star skill moves. I think Verratti's 4'4", right? Verratti was very nice. He was a player that always performed better than what his stats actually said. Like, even though his sprint speed, it says it's low on the card, it didn't really feel like that in-game. But I don't think we can put him on the same level as Torreira. I feel like that card I'm taking over this Verratti card. So yeah, Verratti, we are going to put him into the A tier. Terapt, 5-star skill moves, very good. Nice all-rounded card as well. You give him that Shadow Chem style, he is going to be good defensively, and he is going to be good going forward as well. The thing about him going forward, though, is his shooting ability. Like, if you are a box-to-box centre mid, I want you to have that long shot ability. Like, he just doesn't have that to his game, unfortunately. His physicals, his aggression, I mean, was high, but his strength ain't all that, is it? So, yeah, Terapt is a weird one. Like, he gives you 5-star skill moves, but I don't think he can go into the A+. Yeah, I will take players like Curtis Jones over him, like Matheus Nunes as a box-to-box. Even Chalobah as a box-to-box, I'll probably take over him just because of how good Chalobah is defensively. So yeah, Terapt is going to go into the A tier, and that is going to be it for our midfielders tier list. I did not know that was our last card. Let's quickly scan through these, though, making sure I feel like everyone is in the right tier. If I feel like maybe one person or two people is in the wrong tier, I obviously will change it. So S tier, I think everyone stays there. I don't think anyone moves down. A+, anyone maybe deserves to go into the S tier? No, I think everyone stays there, right? Yeah, I feel like maybe No. I was going to say someone, but I'm not going to say it. All right, A plus stays A tier. Onyeka, Kovacic, Keita, Tebow. The one person I'm really looking towards in that A tier is Donny. The thing about that Van der Beek card is you can give him a Shadow Chem style so he can have crazy good pace, but you can also give him an Anger Chem style. The Anger Chem style will still be very good. He's going to still have good pace to his game. He will give him the extra physical stats as well, the extra defending stats. He gives you an amazing shooting ability. The passing is solid. I think, yeah, maybe Donny Van der Beek we're disrespecting. I think Van der Beek deserves to go into the A+. Maybe I did put him one tier too low. Everyone else there, though, I think deserves to stay. And in the B+, yeah, I think everyone stays. I think that's understandable. Now, we're going to do what we always do at the end of tier lists. Top 3. What I'm going to do for this one, though, top 3 centre mids and top 3 CDMs. I think that's a nice way to divide them. So top 3 centre mids, KDB is still my number 1. He's still my go-to. KDB is just straight up insane for me. So, yeah, number 1, KDB. Second, Lucas Paqueta. And third, Foot Birthday for Mina. That's my top 3 centre mids. Top 3 CDMs. I think N'Golo Kante has to be first, right? Yeah, N'Golo first. Second, Fofana. I think Fofana wins it for me in the second spot. And third, I still think it's Zakaria, man. Zakaria, like, I'm telling you guys, this guy, as a centre mid, yeah, obviously, he's not, I don't think he's going to be an S tier, right, as a centre mid. But as a CDM, he is just straight up insane. So yeah, top 3 CDMs, N'Golo Kante, who's my second? I forgot already. Oh yeah, Fofana and Zakaria. My top 3 centre mids is KDB, Lucas Paqueta, and Firmino. But yeah, that is going to be it for the midfielders tier list. As I told you guys at the start, if you feel like maybe one player or even 2 or even 3 players should have gone one higher or even one lower, just let me know in a comment section. But yeah, that is going to be it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to leave a comment. But for now, peace.